Oh, yes. Could you get me all the voluntary involvement of all lawyers, judges, and law students in the American Bar Association? It looks like there is no statutory duty to enforce child abuse laws. Phew. Mhm. Now, I'm 48 now, okay? 255 pounds. And for every time I have emailed an additional attorney for the last week and a half, it seems like, as individual persons, you have no legal duty to support your individual oaths. Yes. Now, I emailed approximately 150 individuals in the international legal profession, and they don't seem to have any problem with the United States violating international law. Yes, but I have a problem with it. Pooh. Now, I'm going to want that membership again because for every attorney that belongs to the ABA, yes, or your individual bar associations, yes, I'm going to sue you for the knowledge, yes, of the falsification, right, of applications for marriage, yes, that has resulted in the abuse of children. Right now. Now, for all of you that have no problem with the DD 369, yes, when I asked for the actual documentation of the arrest, yes, it's not that you just doctored the record that the rest of the world sees. It's that there was probably something in the actual arrest that you didn't want anyone to see. I mean, how many police and sheriffs really give a fuck if you go into the military? Yes. Most of the time, it's probably the result of them doing something wrong. Yes. That it was easier to get rid of you so that they would not be held liable for what they were doing. Yes. And in the southern states where there's a large majority of African Americans, for every racist individual right now, I'm going to say that your abortion laws are discriminatory to the African American community. Now, let's say you're having black sex, cultural black sex, and now it's against the law to have an abortion. And I think that you should have the right to choose. Well, actually, all races, but for you, the predominantly Bible Belt that seems to be so racially profiling. Sometimes a black man or woman gets arrested because you look like somebody. You remember the Terry stops? Yes. A lot of white people can't see the difference in black people. Yes. Well, you're black, and probable cause you're there. Yeah. We're going to put you in the jail, and then we'll look at it, see if you did it or not. Now, I've had this experience in Clallam County where they didn't ask me where I was at on December 31st of 2015. Yes, I happened to be on the bus that morning. Oh, I was sleeping in a homeless shelter. Yes, I was in the library that day. Pooch. I had the same problem in Jefferson County and Clallam County. Yes, where nobody asked me where I was at on June 16th of 2017. And then they get me involved in the judicial system, and then they say I'm crazy for knowing I wasn't there right now. And then I wasn't cyber stalking, yes. And then I'm persecutory delusional for proving that my own mother's marriage license was fraudulent that caused or almost caused my death as an infant. Now, let's say these individuals in the southern states that are changing abortion laws, how many? No, give me the fucking arrest record right now, you piece of shit. See, a lot of white people, they do not see the difference in black people. Now, the nice part is we don't have a lot of Asians in America. Yes, approximately 5 to 6%. But I'm thinking that there's some real racial profiling going on. Yes. Where you're using probable cause to put people in jail. Yes. Because you just want to punish them for being black. Yes. And then to kind of get out of the liability of doing that. Yes. You're putting them in the military. But there's something that you're not telling me. Is that right, Sheriff? You're not telling me what the actual charges were. Mhm. See, there's a large amount of fraud going on in the United States. Yes. And when I inform you of the crime of issuing court orders where there's no due process, yeah, You said I was crazy. Pooch. And then when I informed you of the crime of using forgeries of government employees, yes, you said he's wrong. Then I said it violates my son's civil rights. And you said, well, they don't have any rights. Then I documented they were in the wrong grade. You said, well, we don't have to enforce those rights. And then today, right now, I'm documenting actual child abuse as an infant. And it seems that some white American citizens cannot see the difference in black people. Now, I'm going to want to know the ethnicity. Yes. Hmm. Let's see this. Let's say your false arrest because of your probable cause abuses has caused a large number of individuals to enlist in the military that shouldn't have really been there. But the truth was you were covering up your own crime of liking to abuse people. Yes. And for a lot of white people, the predominantly 65% of the population, there's always that 10%, maybe 15% of the 65, yes, that likes to teach them a lesson. Now, when we go through, okay, DD 369 for the last 40 years, I want to know of any fraudulent marriage certificates. Yes, he does. I want to know the births of those that were married. Yes. Before they went in the military and after. I want to know of any doctored criminal records or court records. Ooch. And for every time that I found out that your own prejudices against any minority influenced the decision to arrest them. See, I'm white, Polish, kind of big, big. Big. You know, I have small thumbs. Yes. But if you took my thumb and you put it on the head of my penis, three of my thumbs could fit on its head. Now, for a lot of those that like to measure length and size, I've often thought girth is more important.